You guys are already quiet. But good evening. Thank you for coming to our May 23rd, 2022 Winchester Public School Board regular business meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Anderson-Holman? Here. Mr. Birchenough? Here. Ms. Crawford? Here. Dr. Christian Dawes? Here. Ms. Trubin? Mr. Wallace? Here. Ms. Elo?
Here. At this time, we do have an electronic participation in school board meeting. Ms. Trubin is unable to attend due to a temporary medical condition and has requested to participate electronically from her residence.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the electronic participation of Ms. Erica Trubin in the May 23rd, 2022 Winchester Public School Board regular business meeting for a matter in accordance with School Board Policy BDD.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Holman, a second by Mr. Wallace. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Motion carries. That will move us to item D on our first portion of the agenda, belief statements and pledge of allegiance led by our student representatives, Mr. Perrine and Ms. Fitzsimmons.
We believe that every student has the right to an excellent education in a safe, experiential, and imaginative learning environment. We believe that every student deserves equitable opportunities to learn, grow, lead, and serve. We believe an intentional focus on future-ready skills and dispositions, integrated with essential academic knowledge, develops an empowered 21st century graduate. We believe that mental, emotional, and physical health are essential conditions for optimal learning. We believe that collective efficacy and shared accountability are vital ingredients to a productive, empowered workforce. We believe that Winchester Public Schools must be learner-centered, agile, and courageous in modeling the power of public education across our Commonwealth, country, and world. We believe that a vibrant public education system positively impacts the social, economic, and civic well-being of Winchester. We believe that embracing the diversity of our students, their families, and our community is a strength that unifies us. We believe that to achieve equity, we must clearly define and monitor the extent to which all learners and groups are empowered through access, diversity, and inclusion.
Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. That moves us on to item E on our agenda, Chairman's comments. And I do have some comments this evening. You will see, if you have the agenda in front of you, that we will be recognizing our student representatives this evening. Of course, they're seniors and will be graduating, so I just wanted to share a few remarks. You both will soon be transitioning to another stage of life that is often associated with stress, competition, and of course, feelings of inadequacy. But I want to remind you to stay focused on your journey, resisting the temptation to look to your left and to your right, and avoid the anxiousness that could cause you to run ahead unprepared. I want to share a short story titled, "It Seems You Are Making No Progress," by Dennis Clark, written in 1996. The French Impressionist painter Claude Monet is well known for his delicate painting, Footbridge over Water Lilies. What is less known is that the artist painted over 250 versions of this scene in his idyllic garden at Giverny. He painted the patterns of the changing light on the water at every time of day, from early dawn to noon to late evening. The effect of changing light dancing on the waters intrigued and challenged Monet. Once, a well-meaning but unknown visitor said to Monet, "You really ought to change the scene you are painting. It seems you are making no progress." The visitor's untrained eye missed the beauty of the similar yet vastly different canvases. Monet took no offense at that comment, but kindly replied, "Ah, progress. You are right. My hours on end in the hot sun do not move me to progress. But what a progression minute by minute. The dazzling light makes upon the waters, calling forth from them new beauties at every shimmer and sparkle." So I want you guys to think about this. Life is about progressing steadily, that it is slowly, a tiny step at a time, no huge leaps. This is not always an exciting process to watch. Sometimes it even may taste like boredom. Often it is invisible. One thing to remember and to opt for daily is to go through life with a learner's permit, and I'm sure you both know and remember having your learner's permit. And that's learning by doing, by trial and error. That concludes my comments. Next, we'll have comments by Dr. Van Huikelum.
I have no comments this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'll open up the floor for board members that would like to express some comments. I'll start here down to my right. Mr. Virginal?
Yeah, I actually wrote something down tonight for once. It's about the budget. You know, I firmly believe that Winchester Public Schools proposed a sound, responsible, and transparent budget to City Council. I urged them to pass it. I completely understand the funding needs to come through a meals tax increase. Basic math tells me that a $100 dinner, which is about what I would spend with 3 kids and a wife, plus tip, would cost me an additional 50 cents. 50 cents. If that money goes to my kid's teacher or the person that plows my snow or picks up my trash, I think I can live with that. Maybe the raise would encourage more city employees to eat at our city restaurants. I'd like to think most folks in Winchester would agree with me. It's a team game. We're all neighbors. Let's stop paying lip service to our employees and do the right thing while we can. There's been a tremendous amount of talk lately about affordable housing in Winchester. The solutions mainly seem to be focused on property values, not necessarily the income disparity we have here in Winchester. Local government can't fix what a private local employer pays their employees, but we can certainly fix what we pay our own employees. In my opinion, paying our own city employees a livable wage unlocks affordable housing. It doesn't solve all the ills, but along with other mitigation strategies would certainly help. I've heard we're overtaxed. I agree. My personal property tax bill increase was quite unexpected. I pay for a trash can I never ordered or requested. There's been talk of taxing me on the water that runs off my roof. I was required to install an expansion tank on my water heater that has caused various plumbing issues in my house. I don't recall a ton of debate or hand-wringing on any of that, but I went with it because I trust our elected officials to make the right decisions for the needs of our community. Right before heading to this meeting, I saw the mayor's response to Dr. Van Huikelum's letter to the editor. I've never been offered a meeting of any sort. If there's been an offer, I would like to have known about it. There's a lot I'd like to say about this whole process, but growing up in public schools taught me some grace, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Birchenough. Dr. Pierce-Gonzalez?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Birchenough. I couldn't have said it any better myself. I appreciate your words. I just learned that our seniors have one more day. I didn't realize that. Congratulations, guys. Don't go too crazy tomorrow. And publicly, I know we're going to be recognizing Neil and Shayla tonight, but I want to say thank you to them both for being great student representatives this year. And this is a packed room, which doesn't always happen. So that's very exciting as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Holman?
Neil and Shayla, thank you for your service to the board. I know that this has been an amazing experience for you, and I hope this is not your last time sitting on a council or on a board in our community. I know that you're going to do your parents proud. Mr. Birchenough, kudos.
Thank you, Ms. Holman. Ms. Trubin? Ms. Trubin?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, would you like to add some board comments?
No comments at this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Trubin. Don't continue because she can't hear us. Yep, that one. Okay, thank you. Mr. Wallace?
I want to follow up on what Mike said in his comments about our budget. And tonight, before I came in here, over the last few weeks, I've been frustrated about our work with our city government council members. And I came in here tonight with a lot of things to say, but then I look out there and the youth in this building remind me where I came from as an athlete. And I realized that the most important fight is doing the right thing by the people and by your youth. Because y'all are truly the voices of the future. as I sat in them seats when I was in high school, and people made decisions to make me where I am today. So what we asked our city councils was not to invest into just our teachers or support staff. We asked them to invest into you guys, to make sure we keep the good athletic coaches around you, the good moral fiber that this school and the city represent here. To see the moral fiber be questioned on what we're doing or the attacks that are coming from our city council with questions on transparency, on transparent and being honest, it shakes me to my core. I am more open and honest than I can be. I've met with all of them on multiple occasions. I'm sure every board member has talked to them individually. Even one council member sat on this board for 8 years and knew what the ask was and knew what was coming. To use political gain or to say things to look good in the paper to keep their elections is not the right thing. It does have consequences. It does affect the athletes in these rooms, your classmates, and the future of our city. So I'm not going to try to beat this horse anymore. Tomorrow's the place where it needs to be handled at. But I want to say to y'all guys, thank you guys, and keep doing the right thing, not just in the schools, but for the rest of your life, because it does matter. Your voice, your actions do matter. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wallace. Ms. Crawford.
First, I'd like to say, Shayla and Neil, thank you so much for your participation. You could have been doing a million other things, but you took the time to join us as representatives. And it says a lot, and I wish you the very best for your future. I'd also like to say, I totally agree with the comments made about our budget. We have to support our school system, our city workers. I don't know what else to say. We need to be there for them, for our future, the future of our youth. We just need this. And so I hope everybody will support us as far as the council and our teachers. I just ask the city, the entire city, the community, for the support. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Crawford. At this time, I'll turn it over to our student representatives for comments. I'll start with you, Mr. Parikh.
So I've been in WPS since I was 6 years old, through Frederick Douglass Elementary School, then Daniel Morgan, and then tomorrow will be my last day of high school at Tanley. And so throughout all this time, I've always thought about how things function, like behind the scenes, what has to go on for everything to run smoothly. And so throughout this past year, serving as a student representative, I feel like I've gotten a lot of insight into all the effort and hard work it takes to keep a system of this size running smoothly. And so I'm very happy that I've had that opportunity. To the board, I want to say that I'm very thankful, not only for giving us the opportunity to serve as representatives to be voices of the students, but also for all the hard work that you all put into keeping everything running well, running smoothly. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parikh. Ms. Fitzsimmons.
Well, as you heard, it's our last day of school tomorrow. Not that I'm excited, and today was actually senior skip day. I'm sorry, Ms. Caban, but I was not at school today. I actually woke up at school, though. Some of the seniors slept on the turf, which was a really fun experience. Oh, not on the roof, the turf. Oh my gosh. Are you talking about the for sale sign? Yeah, it's crazy. But just these last couple weeks, and last night and this morning, really getting to spend more time with my classmates and turning in my last assignments, I'm always reminded of the amazing community that I found through WPS, and I'm reminded constantly of how different everyone at Hanley is. through interests and beliefs and backgrounds and the different conversations that people are having at the same time inside Hanley every single day. And I know that my experiences aren't everyone's experiences. And I know that sometimes these differences can make it harder for the administrators and the teachers. But I am so thankful for everything that WPS and Hanley has given me, the experiences, the people, the progress, even when it's invisible sometimes. And I'm so honored to be able to serve as student representative on the school board. And I love that we have a school system that really values and hears the voices of the students. And I praise you all for that. And I hope that you will continue to listen even more intently in the coming years and to keep this position. So thank you for all the school board has given me and the senior class and John Hanley High School and WPS.
Awesome. Thank you both for your commitment and your dedication to Winchester Public Schools. I will give you a final opportunity to provide any kind of updates for end-of-year activities that maybe you want to share other than Senior Skip Day.
So this Thursday at 2 p.m. at the Shenandoah Tennis Courts, boys tennis will be playing the region semis. I would love to see as many of you all that can make it out there then.
Awesome.
To cheer on the team. Just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Neil.
I'm not currently playing a sport, but I will remind everyone that we graduate on June 7th at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Okay. That's moving on to item number 2 on our agenda, recognitions. And at this time, we'll have the JHHS Sports All-State winners and stock market game winners presented by Ms. Kablan.
Good evening. Very excited that tomorrow is the last day for seniors because I want to see them out of the building and having fun the last few days before we come back for practice. They will practice for graduation because we love to get together and make it perfect. They had a for sale sign on Handley today, and I said, no amount of money is enough for Handley. Am I right? But anyway, we're here tonight to acknowledge and to celebrate our students who earned a VHSL state competition award. Tonight we have with us the cross country, indoor track, wrestling, swim, forensics, and debate. I'm going to start with the lacrosse team, so if you could please stand up to be recognized. Our lacrosse boys team, if you are here, are they here? If you can please stand up. We earned 6th place in the state. So I want to invite, where are you? You are here, guys. Nope, not here. Lacrosse. I'm sorry, lacrosse. Cross country. Cross country, please stand up. Great. Cross country boys team, we earned 6th place in the state. We have Nico Skianaki, all state 9th place winners. If you could please stand up and come over here. You did a great job. Thank you, sir. We're going to take some pictures. Yes, stand up here, please. Will Pardue. Here. Stand here, yes. Max Ware. Here, yep, Max is here. Ryan Stickley. Garrett Stickley. Pierce Francis. And Carter Bissett. Thank you, cross country. Ms. Kablan was thinking about lacrosse. I don't know why. Yes, please. Indoor track. Who do we have here? Indoor track, we have Liz Emu and Stephen Daly. Are they here? Lizzie, come on over here. Thank you again, but I'm going to read. For Liz, she did the high jump. She had a 4th place in that. The 55 hurdles, she won 5th place. And the 300 dash, 8th place. Excellent. Thank you. Stephen Daly's not here tonight. Stephen's not with us tonight. Okay. Wrestling. Do we have the wrestling team? Yes, I do have them there. Okay, stand up, please. Hayden Thompson. And Hayden has won 5th place in the 106 weight class. Am I right? Congratulations. Thank you. Nick Baker. 2nd place in the 120 weight class. Simon Bishop, 3rd place in the 160 weight class. Congratulations all. Swim. We have Haley Brown. Haley won the 4th place in the 500 freestyle. Huh? Yeah, just this. And we have our forensics team. They were state runner-up. Do I have the team? Nope. Yep. Emma Reed, state runner-up for forensics team, 1st place pottery. Poetry. Congratulations, we'll stay here. Shayla Fitzsimmons, state runner-up forensics team, 1st place prose. Dalia Al-Abani, state runner-up, forensics team, 2nd place, dramatic interpretation. Julian DiNapoli, I don't see him here. He didn't come, but he's a state runner-up, forensics team, 3rd place, storytelling. Peyton Jones, state runner-up for forensics team, 6th place, serious duo, 2nd place policy, 3rd place overall speaker policy. Great job, thank you. Debate. We have Neil Parikh. Isn't that amazing? Our 2 school board representatives. Neil, he won 2nd place policy. Thank you, Neil. Great job. And actually, Peyton, yes, Peyton, you're here. Yes. Peyton Jones, 2nd place policy. Got it again. Oh, policy people. Okay, wait a minute. Excel Vega Mencinas, yep. State runner-up forensics team, 5th place policy. Come on in. And Ivan Dong, state runner-up forensics team, fifth place policy. Thank you, guys. You keep Ms. Kablan in check. Do one more. Thank you. And we are celebrating another group, that is the Virginia Council on Economic Education. We have 2 winners of the stock market game. Are we here tonight? Ms. Felicio, can you come here, please? We have 2 students who won the game. And Ms. Felicio is going to present that. You have this and this, so you go ahead.
Hello, I'm Nancy Felicio at John Hanley High School, teacher of economics and personal finance. I'd like to recognize a student accomplishment tonight with the stock market game. And we have a team of 2 who actually won first place in the JMU region and third place in the state of Virginia, earning over $19,000 in 2 months' time. So I'd like to recognize Christopher Guerrero, who is here tonight. Please come up. So we have plaques from the stock market game for first place and third place, and a bag.
And this here for you. Congratulations. Great job. And Joshua did not come.
No, Joshua didn't.
Okay, Joshua Kanchi, he is with us too, but he didn't come tonight. So thank you. Come on over here. I'm going to take a picture very quick. Yeah.
Christopher, what would you put your money on right now? Chris, what would you put your money on right now?
Thank you all.
If I could get a photo with all of the award winners before you leave this evening, I'm going to do that. What are we doing next, Jason? Perfect. We'll do that, and then I'll get a group photo of all the award winners.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kaplan. All right, that moves us on to item B under recognitions. We have our student representatives, and there will be a presentation by Dr. Van Hukelum and I guess myself.
Yeah, come on.
Yep.
So tonight's all about you, obviously, right? It's been a joy to have you serve on our school board, and we have a small gift for you in a moment after we ask you to both come forward and receive this gift. But I know Ms. Emo's already said that, so have many of the members of the board. We really appreciate your input. As superintendent, I appreciate your input. That perspective is so important for us as we make decisions. Appreciate you being engaged and listening, and through many of the times, especially with COVID, you weighed in and you weren't afraid to share your thoughts and insight from your peers, from yourself personally. And I hope it's been a great experience for you as you go forward to look back on and say you were a part of big decisions in Winchester Public Schools. So thank you very much again. If you both would come forward and receive these small tokens of our appreciation for your service tonight.
Okay, thank you. That does conclude our recognitions portion for this evening, and it moves us to item number 3, public comment. I do have 2 that have signed up before the meeting. Is there anyone here in the meeting that did not have an opportunity to sign up that would like to address the board? Okay, first up, I will call Michael Payne to the podium. And just a reminder, when you get to the podium, please state your name, your address, and keep your comments to no more than 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Michael Payne. My address is 330 Morgan Road, Cross Junction, Virginia. My wife is an employee of the school system here in Winchester. I'm here to address the recent hiring of transportation coordinator, and I have my questions are: how was he even eligible to be hired? On the job posting of Winchester Public Schools, there are several things. Must possess a combination of experience, education, training, demonstrating the ability to effectively perform essential job duties, must be knowledgeable of safety standards, the laws, codes, rules, regulations, policies, procedures relating to public transportation. Won't come apart. Next, under qualifications, education experience, must possess at least a high school diploma or GED. I understand the gentleman does have a master's in fitness and nutrition, has nothing to do with school transportation, and must have progressively responsible experience in school transportation, must have experience successfully driving a school bus, must possess a combination of experience and training in the areas of supervision, routing, and scheduling, budget maintenance, and record keeping, must hold a valid Virginia commercial driving license with passenger endorsement. I have nothing against the gentleman. He's a veteran and has a master's degree, but he has no experience in what he's been hired to do. He has no CDL or passenger endorsement. He obviously is an educated man. He has a master's, but he does not meet these qualifications. So I'm curious as to how he was even considered. I don't have an axe to grind with the man. I'm just curious. But one thing I am, I'm a big advocate of hiring those within the system who have experience and have been loyal to the system that you have here in Winchester. And tonight, you're talking about school budget. My wife has done several FOIAs.
Mr. Payne, if I could ask you to go ahead and conclude your comments, and then...
Okay, I will conclude. He was hired at a higher salary than the retiring coordinator. That doesn't make any sense. That is actually robbing some of the other employees that have been with you who maybe need a
All right, thank you, Mr. Payne.
raise.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Payne. Next, we'll have Mr. Newcomb.
Hi, good evening. My name is Chip Newcomb. I live at 206 Walker Street in Winchester, and I'm the president of the Winchester Education Association. As we approach the end of the year, I wanted to thank the Board of Education and Dr. Van Hoekelen for standing up for the educators who choose to call Winchester Public Schools home. Cafeteria staff, bus drivers, teaching assistants, administrative assistants, teachers, and administrators, we've all been working through what we can collectively agree is the most difficult year of our professional careers. We thought last school year was difficult, but I'm going to tell you, last year didn't hold a candle to this year. WEA and its members see your support. We appreciate your support, and we're behind you 1,000%. And though, there's a fly here, and though I come here today representing 180 members, I would wager a bet that all 1,000 of us are standing behind you. And before I continue, I just want to see if the liaison to the Board of Education from the Winchester City Council is in the room. To that end, I also want to make note that the budget process has been very, very public. There have been multiple board meetings surrounding the budget, and from what I remember, they've all taken place in a public forum and right here in Winchester. Plus, I had no problem finding the budget discussions on the website. As a citizen, as a WEA president, and as a parent with 2 children in the school system, I want to thank you, the Board of Education, for your transparency in this budget process. And finally, to our educators, as we approach the end of the school year, I wanted to take a moment to congratulate all of the staff of the Winchester Public School System on a job well done. It certainly hasn't been easy, but as we get ready to graduate the class of 2022, I want to say that we collectively rose to the occasion. And we did it with student innovation, student success at the forefront of our thinking. And because that is what we do here at Winchester Public Schools. It's not just learning for all, but we do whatever it takes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Newcomb. All right, that does close our public comments portion of tonight's agenda. Moving on to item number 4, our consent agenda.
Madam Chair, right here, it's me. Now that the room's empty out, I do want to, on my own note, our representative for the city council, the liaison, is he here today or not?
Okay.
I'm just asking.
I'm sorry, no, but we have to stick to our agenda. All right, thanks. Continuing on to our consent agenda. Number 4 on our item this evening, we have approval of consent agenda items, the agenda, minutes, bills, facility usage, migrant education program agreement, and our VHSL.
Madam Chair, motion to approve the consent agenda is presented.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Holman, a second by Mr. Birchenough. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. The consent agenda passes. Okay, we have no action items this evening, but we do have a report and presentation by Mr. Smith on the construction update.
Hey there, good evening. So we'll start with the bad news. We like to do that, right? We start with it all the time. So one of the risks associated with a renovation of an old, historic, 100-year-old building is that you will oftentimes find things after you make renovations or you make changes in the building. You'll find some things that are going wrong. And one of the things we've discovered in the last few weeks is that a truss that basically holds up the roof is that we were going to leave in place is failing. And so we have a structural engineer that is investigating it. We do not have any cost impact yet for that, but we do anticipate some costs associated with that problem. And so we found it significantly in one room and in another location a minor problem. So we will be looking into that in the coming weeks, and we'll be getting that fixed and make it safe for use as we move forward in the construction. The good news is that after a couple-week delay, we finally received some concrete. We were told it was going to be poured a couple weeks ago. Concrete dealers called us and said we don't have any, so we'll get it to you as soon as we get it. So it took a couple weeks, but we do have it. The building the slabs have been poured on both the lower level and the upper level, and so that really gets us moving. I mean, that was an important step. Now we can get the walls framed in and get that building moving, get it enclosed. We are still anticipating, according to the schedule from our general contractor, a late October substantial completion date, but my warnings still exist that we are subject to economic and supply chain delays. So hang in there on that. But right now, we are still on schedule for a late October substantial completion. The furniture for the building has been selected. Not has been ordered, it has been selected. It is now out for bidding between the companies that we invited to bid via the Omnia contract. And I will be bringing that purchase back to the school board in our June meeting. And then finally, our building keying meeting was completed recently. So we've established a keying pattern for the entire building, both exterior and interior doors and rooms. And so we completed that last couple weeks. Other than that, that's all I have this evening. I'll be glad to entertain any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Are there any questions or comments for Mr. Smith? Mr. Birchenough? Dr. Pierce-Gonzalez? Ms. Holman?
I know you don't have a magic crystal ball. Are we trying to look ahead to see if there are any things that need to be ordered sooner rather than later or scheduled? Like, I know the concrete was not anticipated.
Yep.
Are there any other potential disruptions in terms of delivery or supply chain?
There always is, but we are looking ahead and at all times. We meet every other week with the general contractor. We go through all of the 3-week look-aheads. We validate that those are actually going to be on time. But again, last-minute changes by our subs, unexpected changes. But yes, we are constantly looking forward. I will tell you that the end of October is our substantial completion date. We are arranging for furniture to be delivered November 15th. And so that is a true, hard goal for furniture delivery, and hopefully we will not run into delays there. That would hold us up in the move-in. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wallace, any questions, comments from Mrs. Smith? No? Ms. Crawford? All right, thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Ed. All right, that does move us to closed session, so this concludes our public portion of tonight's meeting. Madam Vice Chair, I believe we do have need for closed session.
Pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, motion that the board convene in closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel matters, including prospective candidates for employment and the assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees, specifically candidates for instructional licensed positions for the 2022-2023 school year, recommendations for probationary license and administrative staff reappointments for the 2022-2023 school year, transfers, resignations, and retirements.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Holman. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Pierce-Gonzalez. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we are now in closed session. Thank you.